Hey everybody, Harry P from the Driftless Homestead. Welcome back again. Hey, down at the firewood stand, I've got one bundle in there. Everybody quit buying because there was no place to put the money. It took me 3 days to get a new cash box. If you watch my videos, you've seen in the last video that I was installing the cash box. So now I need to fill it back up. Right now, what I'm filling the firewood bags with exclusively is this ash that I've done the customer's job and dried it out. It was raining a little while ago. It still is on and off a little bit, but I had this under a tarp, and I've got another big pile of ash under a tarp over in the back there. So it's Labor Day weekend. I am gonna jam that firewood stand full of firewood, and we're gonna do it right now. Hopefully this weekend, because I don't like using these bags. Not that they're not easy to use, but it's just that they cost a lot of money. And you know, when it comes to firewood, you want to increase your workflow and increase your profits. That's the reason I only do bundles right now. And that also is the reason, you know, I try not to handle things a lot. And then if I can take a cost out of the system, I'm going to take a cost out of the system. And right now that happens to be the bags. So this weekend I'm going to make a firewood wrapper, just like Brad did on firewood at the furnace. And I'm going to start wrapping my bundles. It's still going to be value added. Most gas stations around here sell firewood 0.75 cubic feet, and they're getting $6.49 plus tax for it. So it's, you know, like $7 for a bundle of firewood. Right now I'm selling the bags for $5 just to get people to come over and try my wood. And what I mean by try my wood is I want them to see the consistent lengths, the consistent size of product, and then the value added aspect that I put a fire starter and a book of matches in every bag. When I transition to the wrapped bundles, I'm going to make a nice label telling them who I am, tell them to go check out my YouTube channel, and then still use the fire starter and the matches and the bundles, and I'm going to give them 1 cubic foot for $5, which is a heck of a deal compared to the 0.75 cubic foot for $7 that they'd pay at the gas station. But there is a lot of pressure by other firewood stands here around this area with the lakes. And most of the stands I drive by with are selling, you know, maybe sticks that they pick up in the woods. You know, I didn't stop and analyze it, you know, but I was even using a lot of pine because I've got a ton of pine to get rid of here. But, you know, I'm sure that there's quite a bit of that is pine. And then I see engineered wood or just regular dimensional lumber being sold as firewood. I don't know, that's kind of chintzy to me. So with me, you know, I try to do a consistent size. On the Speedco splitter, I've got a system down that I use the edge of the splitter to index it, and it all comes out about the same size. And then I am becoming anal retentive on getting it cut to the same length. That way when someone opens up one of my bundles of wood, it's not the fire starter, it's not the matches, it's the fact that I've done the customer's job and dried this out already, and I'm joking about that. But it's dry firewood, it's cut to the same length, and it looks good. Doesn't look like I went and picked it up off the forest floor. So to me, I think that that's important. I put a little effort into it. I get, you know, expect to get a little profit out of it. So to fill the bags, I've got this garbage can that I cut in half, and what I do is, and this process isn't perfect either, but I try to work as much of the bag down here as possible because the firewood will get caught up in the mesh. So I work as much of the bag down like that as I can. And then I take pieces that are, if you look, there's some round pieces in here. Most of my A lot of my pieces are square, but I try to put these rounded ones in the corners so I can fill the bag out more, and then the wood that goes next to it will be wood against wood and not wood against the mesh bag. So now I can start to lay the square ones in here. And I know I'm way over a cubic foot with this bag. I could try, once I get the firewood wrapping system made this weekend, I can try and take one of these bundles apart when I get back home and see if I can wrap that bundle, or, you know, and kind of test my theory as to how much I'm putting in here. Okay, when I get it pretty tight like it is like right now, then I stand it up, and it's still kind of loose, but now I can feed wood from the middle and put it in the middle, so it's just the wood rubbing against the wood to get it more in here. Are the mosquitoes bad by you? Because they are horrendous by us right now. I cannot believe it, and this is going on a couple of weeks already. So we can fit a smaller piece in here. Okay. That's about it. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces in here. 12 pieces in here. And then I take the snack bags, because they're small, and I put in one fire starter, one book of matches, pulley ends. One of the benefits to these bags is the customer can open up the bag and use a partial bag and then reclose it and run it back into the garage or back out to the fire pit, however they want. On the wrap stuff, the customer, once they open it, they open it. So it's one. Figure I need 12 or 15 of them for the weekend. Like I said, it's Labor Day weekend. It should be a pretty big weekend for firewood sales around the lake here. Everybody's gonna be out on their last hurrah. Sucks though, sitting around the fire pit wearing a mask. So in the comments down below, let me know. I mean, are you guys using these bags? How are you filling them? Are you happy with them? I just think that they're cost prohibitive is mostly what it is. I mean, I kind of like them. They're somewhat easy to fill. Oh, look at that beauty. It's kind of big, but I'm sure whoever's buying it will be happy that they got one big piece versus some of those sticks that are in the other people's bags. So I did, because I'm trying to be extremely consistent with my size of and shape of my firewood, 3, 6, 9, 10. I did order, for those who may not know it yet, I did order a Easton May 1222 because of the box wedge. And the box wedge should help me with consistency, maintaining that consistency, so I have some good product to sell. You know, the bulk of my business here being these bundles and not liking the bag, or not wanting to use the bags because they're cost prohibitive, I am going to buy some smaller bags to sell some smoker wood with. But that'll be a different process for filling them. It's a different size bag. So I'm getting $5 for this bag. And on the smoker wood bed, because the guys buy smoker wood, they don't price shop. How many guys you know that price shop? Maybe for tractors. But you know, they buy what they want to buy. And for the guys that are really into smoking, would rather have quality smoker wood. And I checked the prices. I don't think I'm gonna ask too much, but you know, this big bag is $5. The smaller bag of smoker wood, I'll ask $7. But honestly, I believe that that's probably a pretty good price. And what I plan on doing, I don't know if you watch Joel from Ohio Woodburner, but I would suggest going and watching him. I think he's got a lot of business acumen as far as he knows what he's talking about. His ideas are good, his practices are good, he's got his workflow down good, and the reasoning behind everything he does. He has this bag. It's a burlap bag that he takes his scraps and he sells. Well, not scraps. Boy, I really got to take that back, because he splits them special. But he splits up small kindling in a burlap sack, and then he takes a stencil, and this is cheap, and he spray paints on there Ohio Wood, OWB, Ohio Woodburner, his initials to his company, and then I forget what else it says on there, but then that's how he does his kindling bags, which I think is pretty cool. Always searching for that right piece, the mystical right piece. So that's where I got the idea about doing that for the smoker bags. Is just, I'm gonna have my sister-in-law get on her Cricut and make me a stencil that says applewood, one that says cherry wood, and one that says hickory. And I guess I'll see if she can squeeze smoker wood on there, the verbiage smoker wood on there, and then one will be hickory or hickory, cherry, and apple. And I'll probably do them in 3 different colors too with the spray paint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So right away we'll do that on my stand here. I don't know how much traffic we'll get on my stand, but I definitely think my brother still lives in Kenosha. I think maybe I could get him to do a Craigslist ad for smoker wood. Call it the 3 flavors and say that you got to buy a certain amount and they'll meet you there, or my nephew or something. But, and I haven't told you this yet, I was going to do it here, I'm still going to do it here as a matter of fact. The firewood stand that I have now is, well, I guess it used to be a 2-holer. But I decided I was going to, when lumber went crazy and stuff like that, I decided I wasn't going to screw around with my original idea. And then I wanted to move this building anyway so I could park trailers back where it was sitting. So I turned that into my firewood stand. But the original idea is to take a trailer and use a trailer as a firewood stand. That way it can be portable, and I could take it to special events, and sell it out and refill it. You know, maybe leave it at a certain place for a week or whatever. But with COVID the way it is, and more people doing the, I'll call it the homesteading thing. I see a lot of people with produce stands doing the exact same thing. I'll show you some pictures of that. So, and I'm trying to do the exact same thing. So what I'm gonna do, we've got permission from one of our friends to go put a firewood stand down in Kenosha by like the biggest campground near Kenosha. And so he only lives a couple miles away, and half the people that go there got to drive past his house. And then once you get good product, you know, word of mouth, you know, Chris from In the Woodyard, he talks about it. You know, he gives a couple of business cards to people, and the word of mouth travels. You know, he's got like this campground not far from me here actually that he delivers to. And it just started off where, you know, it was a friend, and this guy wants this, and this guy will take that, and now Chris does a really good business out there. He's, if you watch his channel, I've seen him do parents, brothers, cousins, neighbors, you know, in town. So it really is, word of mouth is what is probably the best form of advertisement. So, yeah. So once we get that, we'll get that Kenosha stand. We probably won't get that one up until the springtime, because we still got to make it yet. But I've been stopping at some of these produce stands and taking pictures of how they did it, what size trailer they used. And I'm gonna make it so that probably 80% of this trailer is set up to sell firewood, and 20% will be to sell produce off of it. You know, if you're having a get together and having firewood, there's no doubt you're getting you got the grill out too. Grilling a few weenies or whatever. There's no reason why you wouldn't buy a tomato or two. So, yeah, could be profitable, could be profitable. And then, of course, once I get the two up and running, it'll be a little bit harder figuring out the logistics to the Kenosha stand. There's another couple jobs down there I could do as far as cutting wood down there and getting my brother set up so he can keep that stand full. And then, you know, I'll be looking for other opportunities around here. There's no reason why you can't go to a space, like if you see somebody that's not selling firewood or not selling produce, and you say to them, hey, I would like to rent some space on the corner of your property. You see people do it all the time. Heck, that's the impetus to malls, is the fact that, you know, you got this big building, a mall, and all kinds of renters inside. And that's what makes the mall profitable. The mall doesn't actually sell anything, they just rent space. So there's no reason why, if you find a good intersection on the way to the campground or just in town, boy, those people at their houses that have fire pits, they really go crazy. And then you start ask the guy, hey, can I give you $50 a month to park this trailer here for firewood sales? And then, you know, come up with your sales pitch that, you know, hey, it'll help his business out. Say it's a gas station that's not doing firewood right now. You know, people will stop by. They'll stop by to get the firewood. Maybe they're not your normal customer, and maybe they'll They'll fill up with gas or buy beer here, kind of a one-stop shop deal, you know. It'll help everybody out. I know when I can stop once and knock a couple of things off my list. That's what I do. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Kind of shooting for a dozen pieces here. Even though, and that's another thing that helps with consistency. You know, if you have consistency in size, I don't have a scale for these, but if you had a scale and you put a dozen pieces in, there should be some range of closeness that they are to each other. So, hey, I want to thank you all for showing up today and listening to my rant about the roadside firewood stand. You know, I will tell you this, if you start doing this, be prepared to have someone steal stuff from you. I mean, I live out here in the country, and you figure country people are pretty honest. Well, someone just stole my cash box, and then the week before, Duke, you gotta get down. Come on, down. The week before, someone took an extra bundle of wood. You know, and I think that's with any business that you're gonna have some theft, especially with the on your honor business. And like I said, someone stole my cash box. And you know, if you guys got roadside stands, let me know if that's happened to you and what you've done to prevent it. I'd be interested to hear that, because I certainly do feel violated. You know, if someone needed the wood because their house is cold, or stole produce because they were hungry, I wouldn't feel so bad. But when you steal the cash box and put me out of business until I can get a new cash box, I certainly do feel violated by that. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks for showing up, and come back again, please. Thanks. Have a great day.